This is the weekly yoga meetup.
Yoga live stream.
And I am live today.
Yeah, there you go. We're double live.
We're double live.
Triple live. All right, so we will finally get started here, settling in for our grounding meditation. Okay. So finding a nice, comfortable seated position here. Allowing ourselves to completely relax. Do you want to block?
Okay. Yes.
After the conversation about how everybody hates them.
Please.
All right. So we're settling in for our grounding meditation. Getting started by allowing the body to be nice and relaxed here, maybe even gently closing the eyes, taking a few deep breaths in and out, doing whatever we need to do to become settled into this moment. Allowing our physical bodies to completely relax here. Allowing our mind to come into focus. So maybe focusing the mind in on the breath, noticing every inhale and every exhale. Maybe counting from 1 to 10, allowing your mind to focus as you count. Finding whatever works best for you to allow you to sink deeply into this meditation. Fully relaxing, releasing any stress, releasing any tension, releasing anything that is no longer serving us. And here, why don't we draw a nice big deep breath in through the nose, filling the lungs completely with that fresh air. Holding the breath at the top for a moment, and then whenever you're complete, slowly releasing the breath through an open mouth. Again, drawing in a deep cleansing breath in through the nose. Holding the breath at the top and slowly releasing the breath through the lips, settling a little bit deeper into this moment. All right, here, let's start to bring some movement into our bodies, just slowly circling the head down and back up to the side. Feeling all of the muscles of the neck starting to relax. Feeling any tension in this area releasing. Lifting the head back up into the center. And then here we're going to circle our shoulders. You can either go forwards, backwards, one at a time, two at a time, whatever feels best for your body. Still feeling that fresh breath traveling in and out of our bodies. Dropping the shoulders back down into the center. And here we're going to circle our torso. So we're bringing our chest forward to the side and backwards. Reversing direction, we're circling the opposite way. Really allowing the body to sink into this movement. Allowing yourself to travel in whatever way feels best for you. And slowly lifting back up into the center. Trying a deep breath in, lengthening the spine. We're sitting up nice and tall here. From here, we're going to take our right hand to the mat, directly beside our hips. Deep breath in, reaching that left arm up. Nice big reach into the center. And exhaling, coming over as far as feels comfortable for our body. Keeping both of those hips firmly grounding down into the floor. Feeling that nice stretch in the side body. And then from here, we're going to take that left arm and we're going to send it down into the center. The right arm follows. So now we have both of our arms reaching forwards into the center. And then sending our left arm over to the side. Right arm follows for a nice big reach over to the side. Stretching on our opposite side here. Nice deep breaths. In and out. Feeling that nice deep stretch into our side body. Our hips are firmly pressing down into the ground. And let's slowly lift back up into the center. Exhaling, melting that right arm down. All right. Now we're going to take our left hand on to the mat directly beside our hips. Deep breath in to reach our right arm up above our head. Exhaling to melt over. Again, we're keeping our hips pressing down so we can get that full and complete stretch in the side body. Then from here, we're going to send that right arm forward. Nice big stretch into the center, left arm following. Staying here for a breath. And then sending our right arm over to the right side. Left arm comes over. Staying here for a few moments. Nice deep breaths, feeling that stretch. And slowly lifting back up. Okay. Here, let's press the bottoms of our feet together. So we're creating this butterfly shape with our legs and gently pressing down on our inner thighs with our elbows or our forearms or our hands. And taking these moments here to release into this position. Nice deep breaths, fully relaxing. Feeling those hips opening up, feeling that stretch down the thighs. Allowing the muscles of the face to be relaxed here, allowing the jaw to be unclenched. And from here, we're slowly lifting back up. And then whenever we feel ready, transitioning into a position on our hands and knees. Here, we're going to come into our cat-cow pose sequence. So as we draw a deep breath in, we're going to be rounding our back up. We're tucking our chin in towards our chest. And as we exhale, slowly lowering the chest and the abdomen down, lifting the chin, arching the back. Inhaling, slowly lifting up. Exhaling, pressing down. Continuing these movements at the pace of your own breath. Feeling that fresh breath traveling in and out of your body. Feeling your muscles stretching. Feeling the lungs filling. Feeling any pressure releasing from the back. And then whenever you feel ready, we're going to meet back into the center, into our tabletop pose. From here, we're going to come into a little bit of a shoulder workout. So we're really feeling our weight coming into the palms of our hands. And then we're just rounding the top of our back slightly. So we're pushing down into the floor and we're lifting our shoulder blades up towards the ceiling, if that makes sense. And then you can sink down. So we still sinking the chest down and feeling those shoulders popping up. So we're lifting up and down, almost like we're kind of keeping our arms in the same position, but we're lifting our chest and our torso up and down. So you can move at whatever pace, coming up and down, but we're really feeling that nice stretch in the shoulders, feeling that stretch in the upper back and in the shoulder blades. This is an area in our body where we don't often stretch, and then this can also be very strengthening for our shoulders. And you might also feel some of the muscles in our arms, our biceps, and our triceps working, and then even in the wrists as well. Breathing through a couple more of these movements. All right, so we're again coming back into our center tabletop position. We're going to tuck our toes under in the back. So here we're feeling our palms and our toes connecting with the ground. We're drawing a deep breath in. And with our exhale, we are flexing and activating our core muscles and lifting our knees off of the mat just to hover a few inches off of the mat. Taking 3 deep breaths as we hold this position. And then whenever you're complete, gently dropping those knees back down to the ground. We're untucking our toes. And then we're going to come into our melting heart pose. So we're keeping our hips directly above our knees, walking our hands forward, bowing our head and our chest down to the mat. So we're feeling our hips reaching up towards the sky. And then here we're feeling our chest melting down towards the floor. We're feeling that stretch in the underarms. We're feeling our chest opening up. Feeling that stretch down the muscles of the back. And then maybe if you can reach, even feeling a gentle pressure of the forehead pressing down into the floor. Not everyone's anatomy allows for the forehead to press down to the floor. So sometimes it can be nice to take a rolled up towel, blanket, or a yoga block under there if you want to feel that connection. But you can also just hover the head a few inches above the floor too, if that feels good. And then here we're going to slowly walk our hands back in to our tabletop pose. Let's just take a deep breath here to reground ourselves, recentering ourselves. And here, swaying our hips side to side. Feeling the muscles of the hips and the lower back starting to gently release. Listening to the body, doing whatever movement feels good. Moving at whatever pace feels good. And from here, we're gonna slowly come back into the center. Sending our right leg forward, we're going to come into a low lunge with our back knee on the ground. So we're sending the right leg forward. Our front knee is staying right above that front ankle. So just taking a moment here to feel this position. Sometimes it's nice to take yoga blocks or a stack of books or something under the hands to kind of elevate that. If you want your chest to be lifted a little bit more, or you can stay fully bending over that front leg with the palms connecting to the floor. Breathing into this position, feeling the hips sinking forward, feeling the hips opening up. Then from here, we're going to transition our weight over to that left palm, lifting the right palm up. Our gaze is looking up towards our hand, and we're finding a spinal twist here, feeling that length within our arms, elongating the arms. From here, we're going to slowly lower our right palm back down to the mat. Stretching our front leg straight, or as straight as it would like to go here tonight. So now we kind of have our hips over that back knee, and then we're just bringing our leg straight, or maybe it's still slightly bent a little bit. So kind of just finding whatever feels good in our body. Maybe we're a little bit more forward in more of a lunge modification. Maybe we're all the way back. Breathing into this position. Now, whenever you're complete, bending that front leg, coming forward, finding ourselves here again in this lunge. And then however works best for our bodies, we're just going to send that right leg backwards. And we're back here on our hands and knees. Again, let's just sway the hips side to side. Again, finding whatever movement feels good for you, allowing yourself to play around with these movements a little bit, maybe coming into a little cat-cow variation, maybe just gently swaying side to side, maybe bringing your chest into it, maybe bending the arms a little bit, really allowing yourself to have full control over these movements. Mm. 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 And then slowly we're coming back to stillness here in the center. Sending our left leg forwards this time, finding a low lunge with our back knee resting into the floor. The front knee is directly above the front ankle or maybe slightly behind. Feeling the hips stretching, releasing into this position. Again, finding whatever variation feels good for us here. Listening to our bodies. And then whenever you feel ready, you can transition the weight over to the right palm, lifting that left arm up. And again, this is a position where it can be helpful to lift the hand up with a block, that right hand. And we're slowly bringing that left hand back down to the mat. Taking a moment here and then stretching that front leg straight. Again, finding whatever feels comfortable. So maybe we're a little bit higher up, maybe we're more into a lunge, but just taking this moment to breathe in the position, sending the breath down our midline through that extended leg. And then we're going to slowly come forward back into that lunge. And then slowly finding our position on our hands and knees. And taking a moment here to reground. Sending that breath all through our body. And then from here, let's drop down into a child's pose. Reaching our arms straight in front, allowing our bodies to melt down into the floor. Again, if you want, you can take that block on right under your forehead. Sometimes that feels nice. Sometimes you can just press your forehead down into the mat. So here we're going to do a half lift up. So we're just slightly lifting about halfway up. We're going to take our left arm. We're going to lace our left arm behind the right. So almost like we're doing our thread the needle like we would on our hands and knees, but we're down, our hips are backwards down in our child's pose. So we still have our hips down towards our feet. We're going to take that left arm, lacing it behind the right. And then we're just twisting our back, lowering all the way down. So this can be a nice child's pose variation with a slight spinal twist. And our arms are kind of creating an L shape here. Slowly lifting up here. So we're going to send that left arm back in front of us. So we're here in our half lift. Now taking the right arm, so we're lacing it behind the left. And again, just slowly lowering back down. Nice gentle twist in the spine. Sometimes this position can be more accessible than our regular thread the needle pose. So this is a great option to know if we're doing the other version of this pose in it. You know, sometimes things just feel a little tighter in our bodies. So this can be a nice variation to have in your back pocket. Slowly lifting back up. Let's stretch that right arm forwards. And just bowing down into another classic child's pose here. Okay. And whenever you feel complete, we're going to slowly start to lift back up. Slowly extending our legs straight in front of us. Let's just take a moment here to feel our hips connecting with the floor. Mm. 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 And then we're going to bend our legs, scooching our hips forwards. Feeling our hips and the bottoms of our feet connecting down with the floor. And we're slowly rolling down, all the way down to the floor, vertebrae by vertebrae, until our backs are fully resting down into the floor. And here, we're going to bring our feet towards the outer edges of our mat, so our feet are open nice and wide, but our knees are caving together to meet our midline. So our knees are touching and our feet are separated nice and wide. And again, you can move your feet to whatever comfortable width feels good for your body. I invite you to bring your hands to your lower abdomen, or maybe you can bring right hand to the chest or to the heart, left hand to the belly. Whatever your intuition is telling you, or whatever your body feels best doing. And then from here, I invite you to just gently close the eyes, nice and soft. Doing a quick body scan, allowing every muscle in the body to soften. Feeling the muscles of the face softening. Feeling the jaw unclenching. Feeling the hips relaxing. Feeling the back really pressing down and sinking into the floor. Feeling the backs of the hips and the lower back connecting down with the floor. Taking this time here to connect. Focusing the mind. Allowing the mind to be completely clear and free from any outside thoughts. And from here, we're going to feel a warmth growing on the palms of our hands. And from that warmth on the palms of our hands, we're feeling our healing powers coming out of our hands and sinking deep into our body, into our core. So from here, we're allowing these healing sensations. We're allowing this healing energy to go wherever it is needed in our body. And allowing ourselves to be open to receiving this healing energy. Knowing that we are worthy of this healing energy. Being grateful for this healing energy. Feeling yourself receiving whatever you are needing here in this moment. Allowing yourself to be open to receiving the healing energy. You can imagine that this healing energy is coming from God, the divine, the universe, source, your inner power, your inner wisdom, your spirit guides, whatever language or imagery really resonates with you, allowing yourself to capture that. But most importantly, just allowing yourself to receive. Allowing yourself to receive everything that is good, everything that is healing. And with this loving, healing energy, we are also allowing ourselves to block anything that is not serving our greatest good or our highest power. Feeling that energy of protection all around us and deep within our core. And again, I invite you to bring whatever imagery into that protective energy most resonates with you. So you can imagine yourself having a bright white orb of light surrounding yourself, protective, loving, healing light that entirely encompasses your mind, your body, and your spirit. You can imagine yourself stepping into a cloak of protection and love and healing. You can imagine a guardian angel shining down a light upon you. Whatever imagery works best for you, those are just a few examples, but I invite you to be creative, use your imagination, and find whatever resonates with you, whatever feels best for you. Taking that, capturing it, and holding it deep within your being, knowing that you always hold this power of loving, healing, light, and energy within yourself. You always hold this ability of protection, mind, body, and spirit. Allowing yourself this gift. Taking a few more deep breaths here. And whenever you feel ready, you can slowly come back fully into your body. Feeling the breath as it travels in and out of your body. Maybe doing whatever last movements you're feeling that you need in our practice. Maybe that's just some gentle movements like wiggling of the fingers or the toes. Maybe it's a last final yoga pose here. And this is your practice, so doing whatever feels good. And then whenever you feel ready, you're going to slowly come back into a seated position. Taking a nice big deep cleansing breath here. And here you can bring your hands into prayer at the heart center. Gently bowing the head. Satnam and Namaste. All right. So we just have a few seconds left here on our Zoom, so I will say goodbye and good night, or whatever time someone might be happening to listen to the recording and watching. And I will see you all next time in our next live stream or live stream recording.
Oh my God.